Never tell me. I take it much unkindly, Iago. Thou, Iago, who hast had my purse as if the strings were thine, shouldst know this.
As blood, but you will not hear me. If ever I did dream of such a matter, abhor me.
Thou toldst me, thou didst hold him in thy hate.
Despise me if I do not. 3 great ones of the city in personal suit to make me his lieutenant, off-capped to him. For certes, says he, I have already chose my officer. And what was he? One Michael Cassio, a Florentine, that never set a squadron in the field. He, in good time, must his lieutenant be. And I, God bless the mark, his morship's ancient.
Oh, I would not follow him then.
Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. For when my outward action doth demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart and complement extern, 'tis not long after, but I will wear my heart upon my sleeve for daws to peck at. I am not what I am.
What a full fortune does the thick lip sow, if he can carry it thus.
Call up her father.
Well, here is her father's house. I'll call aloud. What ho, Brabantio, Signor Brabantio, ho.
Look to your house, your daughter and your bags, thieves, thieves.
What is the reason for this terrible summons?
Zoom, sir, you're robbed. For shame, put on your gown, even now, very now. An old black ram is tupping your white ewe.
What, have you lost your wits?
Most Reverend Signor, do you know my voice?
Not I, what are you?
My name is Roderigo.
Ah, the worse a welcome. I have charged thee not to haunt about my doors. In honest plainness, thou hast heard me say, my daughter is not for thee.
Patience, good sir.
Oh, what tells me thou of robbing?
I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with 2 backs.
Thou art villain.
You are a senator.
This thou shalt answer. I know thee, Roderigo.
Your daughter, if you have not given her leave, I say to you, hath made a gross revolt. If she be in her chamber of your house, let loose on me the justice of the state for thus deluding you.
Give me my taper. Call up all my people.
Well, farewell. I must leave you. It seems not meet nor wholesome to my place to be produced as if I stay, I shall, against the Moor. I must show out a flag and a sign of love, which is indeed but a sign. That you shall surely find him, led to the Sagittary, the raised search, and there will I be with him. So, farewell.
Is it too true and evil? Gone she is. With the Moor, sayest thou. Are they married, think you?
Truly, I think they are.
Oh, heavens, how she got out? O treason of blood, fathers from hence trust not your daughters' minds. But what you see them act, do you know where we may apprehend her and the Moor?
I think I can discover him, if you please, to get good guard and go along with me.
On, good Roderigo. I will deserve your pains.
I pray you, sir, are you fast married? Be assured of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law with all his might to enforce it on will give him cable.
Let him do his spite. My services, which I have done the Signory, shall outtongue his complaints. But look, what lights come yond. My lieutenant, the goodness of the night upon you, friend. What is the news?
The Duke does greet you, General, and he requires your post-haste appearance even on the instant.
What is the matter, think you?
Something from Cyprus, as I may divine. You have been hotly called for.
As well I am found by you. I will but spend a word here in the house and go with you.
Ancient, what makes he here?
Faith, he tonight hath boarded a land carrack. If it prove lawful prize, he's made forever.
I do not understand.
He's married.
To who?
Married to... Come, Captain, will you go?
Here comes another troop to seek for you.
It is Brabantio. General, be advised, he comes to bad intent.
Down with him, thief!
Good signor, you shall more command with years than with your weapons.
O foul thief, where hast thou showed my daughter? Damned as thou art, thou hast enchanted her. For I'll refer me to all things of sense. If she in chains of magic were not bound, whether a maid so tender, fair, and happy, so opposite to marriage, that she shunned the wealthy, curled darlings of our nation, would ever have to incur a general mock, run from her guardage to the sooty bosom of such a thing as thou, to fear, not to delight. I therefore apprehend, do all attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts, inhibited and out of warrant, they hold upon him. If he do resist, subdue him at his peril.
Hold your hands, both of you of my inclining and the rest. Whither will you that I go to answer this your charge?
To prison, till fit time of law and course of direct session call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be therewith satisfied, whose messenger is here about my side, upon some present business of the state, to bring me to him?
'Tis most true, most worthy, signor. The Duke's in council, and your noble self, I am sure, is sent for.
How? The Duke in council? In this time of night? Bring him away, for if such actions may have passages free, bond slaves and pagans shall our statesmen be.
Valiant Othello, we must straight employ you against the general enemy, Ottoman. Oh, I did not see you. Welcome, gentle signor.
Good your grace, pardon me. Neither my place nor aught I heard of business hath raised me from my bed, for my particular grief is of so flood great a overbearing nature that it engulfs and swallows other sorrows, and it is still itself.
Why, what's the matter?
My daughter, my daughter.
Dead?
To me, she is abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and medicines bought of mountebanks. And here is the man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandate for state affairs hath hither brought.
What, in your own part, can you say to this?
Nothing, but this is so.
Most potent, grave, and reverend signor, that I had ta'en away this old man's daughter, it is most true. True, I have married her. I will a round, unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic, such proceeding I am charged withal, I won his daughter.
A maiden never so bold of spirit, so still and quiet, that her motion blushed at herself, and she, in spite of nature, to fall in love with what she feared to look on? It is a judgment maimed and most imperfect that will confess perfection, so could err against all rules of nature, and must be driven to find out practices of cunning hell, why this should be.
But, Othello, speak. Did you by indirect or forced courses subdue and poison this young maid's affections? Or came it by request, and such fair question as soul to soul affordeth?
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the office I do hold you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ancient, conduct them, you best know the place. Until she come as truly as to heaven, so justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Say it, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life. I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence and portents in my travels history. These things to hear would Desdemona seriously incline. But still the house affairs would draw her thence, whichever as she could with haste dispatch. She'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse, which I, observing, took once a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart that I would all my pilgrimage dilate. I did consent. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She thanked me, and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady. Let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter too. Good Brabantio, take up this mangled matter at the best.
I pray you, hear her speak. Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this company where most you owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. I am hitherto your daughter, but here's my husband. And so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I may profess due to the more my lord.
Come hither, Moor. I here do give thee that with all my heart, which but thou hast already. With all my heart I would keep thee from her. I have done, my lord.
Let me speak like yourself and lay a sentence, which as a grease or step may help these lovers into your favor. To mourn a mischief that is past and gone is the next way to draw new mischief on.
He bears the sentence well that nothing bears, but the free comfort which from thence he hears. I humbly beseech you, proceed to the affairs of state.
The Turk, with the most mighty preparation, makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you, and though we have a substitute of most allowed sufficiency, yet opinion throws a more safer voice on you. You must therefore be content to slubber the gloss of your new fortunes with this most stubborn and boisterous expedition.
I do acknowledge a natural and prompt alacrity I find in hardness, and do undertake these present wars against the Ottomites. Most humbly, therefore, bending to your state, I crave fit disposition for my wife, with such accommodation and besort as levels with her breeding.
What would you, Desdemona?
I saw Othello's visage in his mind, and to his honor and his valiant parts did I my soul and fortunes consecrate. So that, dear lords, if I be left behind a moth of peace and he go to the war, the rights for why I love him are bereft me, and I a heavy interim shall support by his dear absence. Let me go with him.
Be it as he shall privately determine, either for her stay or going. The affair cries haste, and speed must answer it. At 9 a.m. here we'll meet again. Othello, leave some officer behind, and he shall our commission bring to you.
So please your grace, my ancient, a man he is of honesty and trust. His conveyance I assign my wife, with what else needful your grace shall think to be sent after me.
Let it be so. Good night to everyone. And noble signor, if virtue no delighted beauty lack, your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
Well, look to her more. If thou hast eyes to see, she has deceived her father, and may thee.
My life upon her faith. Honest Iago, my Desdemona must I leave to thee. Prithee, let thy wife attend on her, and bring them after in the best advantage. Come, Desdemona, I have but an hour of love, of worldly matters and direction to spend with thee. We must obey the time.
Iago,
What sayst thou, noble heart?
what should I do? I confess it is my shame to be so fond, but it is not in my virtue to amend it.
Oh, virtue, it's a fig. 'Tis in ourselves that we are thus or thus. Come, be a man. I have professed me thy friend, and I confess me knit to thy deserving with cables of perdurable toughness. Put money in thy purse. Follow thou the wars. It cannot be that Desdemona should long continue her love to the Moor, nor he his to her. These Moors are changeable in their wills. When she is sated with his body, she will find the error of her choice. Therefore, put money in thy purse.
Wilt thou be fast to my hopes if I depend on the issue?
Oh, thou art sure of me. I have told thee often, and I retell thee again and again. I hate the Moor. My cause is hearted. Thine hath no less reason. We will have more of this tomorrow. Adieu.
Where shall we meet in the morning?
At my lodging.
I'll be with thee betimes.
Go to. Farewell. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I mine own gay knowledge should profane if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate the Moor. And it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he has done my office. I know not if it be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. And he holds me well. The better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man. Let me see now. To get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery, how? Let's see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false. And the Moor is of a free and open nature that thinks men honest that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. Oh, I have it. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
News, lads. Our wars are done. The desperate tempest hath so banged the Turks that their designment halts. A noble ship of Venice hath seen a grievous wreck and sufferance on most part of their fleet.
How? Is it true?
The ship is here put in, a Veronese. Michael Cassio, lieutenant to the warlike Moor Othello, is come on shore, the Moor himself at sea, and is in full commission here for Cyprus.
Thanks you, the valiant of this warlike isle that so approved the Moor. Oh, let the heavens give him defense against the elements, for I have lost him on a dangerous sea.
Is he well shipped?
His bark is stoutly timbered, and his pilot of very expert and approved allowance. Therefore my hopes, not surfeited to death, stand in bold cure.
A sail!
I pray you, sir, go forth and give us truth who 'tis that is arrived.
I shall.
But, good lieutenant, is your general wived?
Most fortunately, he hath achieved a maid that paragons description and world fame. How now? Who has put it in?
'Tis one Iago, ancient to the general.
Has had most favorable and happy speed, tempests themselves, high seas, and howling winds, as having sense of beauty do emit their moral natures, letting go safely by the divine Desdemona.
What is she?
She that I spake of, our great captain's captain. The riches of the ship is come on shore. Ye men of Cyprus, let her have your knees. Hail to thee, lady.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?
He is not yet arrived, nor know I aught but that he's well and will be shortly here. Good agent, you are welcome. Welcome, mistress. Let it not gall your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy.
Sir, would she give you so much of her lips as of her tongue she oft bestows on me, you'll have enough.
Alas, she has no speech.
Oh, in faith, too much. I find it still when I have list to sleep. Mary, before your ladyship, I grant, she puts her tongue a little in her heart and chides with thinking.
Do not learn of him, Emilia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks home, madam. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar.
He takes her by the palm. Oh, aye, well said, whisper. With a little as web as this, I will ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. Oh, the Moor, I know his trumpet.
My dear Othello. Othello!
Gives me great wonder as my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And this, the greatest discords be, that e'er our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make the music, as honest as I am.
News, friends. Our wars are done. The Turks are drowned. How does my old acquaintance of this isle? I prithee, go, good Iago, to the bay and disembark my coffers.
Come hither, list me. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard. First, I must tell thee this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? Oh, why, it is not possible.
So lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark with what violence she first loved the more, but for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And will she love him still for prating? Let not thy discreet heart think it. Her eye must be fed. And what delight shall she have to look on the devil? Her delicate tenderness will find itself abused, disrelish, and abhor the more. Very nature will instruct her in it and compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this granted who stands so eminent in the degree of this fortune as Cassio does, why none? A slipper and subtle knave, a devilish knave, and the woman hath found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. Oh, she's full of most blessed condition.
Blessed fig's end. The wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would never have loved them more. Dost thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand?
Yes, that I did, but that was courtesy.
Oh, no, lechery by this hand. An index and obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. But, sir, be you ruled by me. I have brought you from Venice. Watch you tonight. For the command, I'll lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. I'll not be far from you. Do you find some action to anger Cassio? Sir, he is rash and very sudden in choler, and haply may strike at you. Provoke him that he may, for even out of that will I cause these of Cyprus to mutiny, whose qualification shall come into no true taste again, but by the displanting of Cassio.
I will do this, if I can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee, meet me by and by at the citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell.
Adieu.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him, 'tis apt and of great credit. The more, howbeit that I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now, I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accountant for as great a sin, but partly led to diet my revenge, for that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leaped into my seat. The thought whereof doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw my inwards, and nothing can or shall content my soul till I am evened with him, wife for wife. Or failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. 'Tis here, but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen till used.
It is Othello's pleasure that upon certain tidings now arrived, importing the mere perdition of the Turkish fleet, every man put himself into triumph, some to dance, some to make bonfires, each man to that sport and revels his addiction leads him. For besides these beneficial news, it is the celebration of his nuptial. So much his pleasure should be proclaimed. All offices are open. There is full liberty of feasting from this pleasant time of 5:25 till the bell hath tolled 6:30. Heaven bless the Isle of Cyprus and our noble General Othello.
Good Michael, look to you to guard tonight. Let's teach ourselves that honourable stop, not to outsport discretion.
Iago hath direction what to do, but notwithstanding with my personal eye, will I look to it.
Iago is most honest. Michael, good night. Tomorrow with your earliest, let me have speech with ye. Come, my dear love. The purchase made, the fruits are to ensue. That profit's yet to come between me and you. Good night.
Welcome, Iago. We must to the watch.
Oh, not this hour, Lieutenant. Our general cast us thus early for the love of his dead Desdemona, who let us not therefore blame.
She's a most exquisite lady.
Well, happiness to their sheets. Come, Lieutenant, I have a stoup of wine, and here, without our abrasive Cyprus gallants, that would fain have a measure to the health of Black Othello.
Oh, not tonight, good Iago. I have very poor and unhappy brains for drinking.
Oh, but one cup. I'll drink for you.
I'll do it, but it dislikes me.
If I can fasten but one cup upon him, with that which he hath drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offense as my young mistress' dog. Now, amongst this flock of drunkards, am I to put our Cassio in some action that may offend the isle?
Gentlemen, do not think, gentlemen, I am drunk. This is my ancient, this is my right hand, and this is my left. I am not drunk now. I can stand well enough, and I speak well enough.
Come, let's set the watch.
You see this fellow that has gone before? He is a soldier fit to stand by Caesar and give direction, and do but see his vice. I fear the trust Othello puts him in on some odd time of his infirmity will shake this island.
But is he often thus?
'Tis evermore the prologue to his sleep. Now, Roderigo, I pray you, after the lieutenant, go.
And 'tis great pity that the noble Moor should hazard such a place as his own second with one of an engraft infirmity. It were an honest action to say so to the Moor.
Yeah, not I.
Help!
This fair island. I do love Cassio well and would do much to cure him of this evil, but hark!
Help!
What noise?
Oh, zounds! Rogue, you!
What is the matter, Lieutenant?
The knave teach me my duty. I'll bait the knave into a twiggin bottle.
Bait me!
Dost thou prate, rogue?
Nay, good Lieutenant. I pray you, sir, hold your hand.
Let me go, sir, or I'll knock you over the mast.
Come, you are drunk.
Oh, drunk?
Away, I say, go out and cry a mutiny. God's will, Lieutenant, hold, you will be shamed forever.
What is the matter here?
Soon I bleed still. I am hurt to the death. He dies.
Hold, for your lives! Why? How now? Ho! From whence ariseth this? How comes it, Michael? You are thus forgot?
I pray you pardon me. I cannot speak.
Worthy Montano, you will want to be civil. What's the matter? You unlace your reputation thus and spend your rich opinion for the name of a knight brawler. Give me answer to it.
Worthy Othello, I am hurt to danger. Your officer Iago can inform you while I spare speech, which something now offends me of all that I do know. Nor I ought by me that said or undone amiss this night, unless self-charity be sometimes a vice, and to defend ourselves it be a sin when violence assails us.
Give me to know how this foul rout began. Who set it on? It's monstrous. Iago, who began it?
I had rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth. Shall nothing wrong him? Thus it is, General. Montano and myself being in speech, there comes a fellow crying out for help, and Cassio following him with determined sword to execute upon him. Sir, this gentleman steps into Cassio and entreats his pause. Myself, the crying fellow did pursue. He, swift of foot, outran my purpose, and I returned the rather for that I heard the clink and fall of swords and Cassio high in oath, which till tonight I never might say before. When I came back, for this was brief, I found them close together at blow and thrust, even as again they were when you yourself did part them. More of this matter cannot I report. Yet surely Cassio, I believe, received from him that fled some strange indignity which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago. Honesty and love doth mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I love thee, but never more my office be mine. Iago, look with care about the town, and silence those with whom this vile brawl distracted.
What are you hurt, Lieutenant?
I passed all surgery.
Oh, Mary, God forbid.
Reputation, reputation, reputation. Oh, I have lost my reputation. I have lost the immortal part of myself, and what remains is bestial.
Oh, as I am an honest man, I thought you had seen some bodily wound. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit and lost without deserving. Sue to him again, and he's yours.
O thou invisible spirit of wine, if thou hast no name to be known by, let us call thee devil.
What was he that followed with your sword? What had he done to you?
I remember a mass of things, but nothing distinctly. A quarrel, but nothing wherefore.
As the time, the place, and the condition of this country stands, I could hardly wish this had not befallen. But since it is as it is, mend it for your own good.
I will ask him for my place again. He shall tell me I am a drunkard.
Oh, come. Good wine is a good familiar creature if it be well used.
I drunk.
You or any man living may be drunk at a time, man. I'll tell you what you should do. Our general's wife is now the general. Confess yourself freely to her. Importune her help to put you in your place again.
You advise me well.
I protest in the sincerity of love and honest kindness.
I think it freely, and betimes in the morning I will beseech the virtuous Desdemona to undertake for me. Good night, honest Iago.
And what's he then that says I play the villain when this advice is free, I give, and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again? When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whiles this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the more, I'll pour this pestilence in his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust. And by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the more. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. Now, Roderigo.
I do follow here in the chase, not like a hound that hunts, but one that fills up the cry. My money is almost spent. I have been tonight exceedingly well cudgeled, and I think the issue will be I shall have so much experience for my pains, and so, with no money at all and a little more wit, return again to Venice.
Oh, how poor are they that have not patience? Does not go well? Cassio hath beaten thee, and thou, by that small hurt, hast cashiered Cassio. Content thyself a while. Nay, get thee gone. The two things are to be done. My wife must move for Cassio to her mistress. I'll set her on. Myself the while to draw the more apart and bring him jump when he may Cassio find soliciting his wife. Aye, that's the way. Dull not device by coldness and delay.
In happy time, Iago.
You have not been in bed then?
Why, no. I have made bold, Iago, to send in to your wife. My suit to her is that she will to virtuous Desdemona procure me some access.
I'll send her to you presently, and I'll devise a mean to draw the more out of the way, that your converse and business may be more free.
I humbly thank you for it. I never knew a Florentine more kind and honest.
Good morrow, good lieutenant. I am so sorry for your displeasure, but all will sure be well.
Yet I beseech you, if you think fit or that it may be done, give me advantage of some brief discourse with Desdemona alone.
Oh, pray you, come in. I will bestow you where you shall have time to speak your bosom freely.
I am much bound to you.
Be thou assured, good Cassio, I will do all my abilities in thy behalf.
Good madam, do. I warrant it grieves my husband as if the case were his.
Oh, that's an honest fellow.
Bounteous madam, whatever shall become of Michael Cassio, he's never anything but your true servant.
I know it. I thank you.
Oh, madam, here comes my lord.
Why stay and hear me speak?
Madam, I'll take my leave. Madam, not now. I am very ill at ease, unfit for mine own purposes.
Well, do your discretion.
I like that, not.
What I'll say?
Nothing, my lord. Or if I know not what.
Was not that Cassio parted from my wife?
Cassio, my lord? No, sure. I cannot think it, that he would steal away so guilty-like, seeing your coming.
I believed 'twas he.
How now, my lord? I've been talking with a suitor here, a man that languishes in your displeasure.
Who is you mean?
Why, your Lieutenant Cassio. Good my lord, if I have any grace or power to move you, his present reconciliation take. For if he be not one that truly loves you, that errs in ignorance and not in cunning, I have no judgment in an honest face. I prithee, call him back.
Went he hence now?
Yes, faith, so humbled that he hath left part of his grief with me to suffer with him. Good love, call him back.
Not now, sweet Desdemona. Some other time.
Shalt be shortly.
The sooner, sweet, for you.
Shalt be tonight at supper?
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow dinner, then.
I shall not dine at home. Meet the captains at the citadel.
I prithee, name the time, but let it not exceed 3 days. When shall he come? Tell me, Othello.
Thee, no more. I will deny thee nothing. I do beseech thee, grant me this. Leave me but a little to myself.
Shall I deny you? No. Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, my Desdemona. I'll come to thee straight. Excellent wretch, perdition catch my soul. I do love thee, and when I love thee not, chaos is come again.
My noble lord?
What dost thou say, Iago?
Did Michael Cassio, when you wooed my lady, know of your love?
He did, from first to last. Why dost thou ask?
I did not think he had been acquainted with her.
Oh, yes, and went between us very oft.
Indeed.
Indeed. Aye, indeed. Discernest thou aught in that? Is he not honest?
My lord, for aught I know.
What dost thou think?
Think, my lord.
Think, my lord. By heaven thou echoest me, as if there was some monster in thy thought, too hideous to be shown. If thou dost love me, show me thy thought.
My lord, you know I love you.
I think thou dost. I prithee, speak to me as to thy thinking, as thou dost ruminate, and give thy worst of thoughts the worst of words.
It were not for your quiet, nor your good, nor for my manhood, honesty, or wisdom to let you know my thoughts.
What dost thou mean? By heaven, I'll know thy thoughts.
You cannot. If my heart were in your hand, nor shall not, whilst 'tis in my custody.
Huh?
Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on.
Why is this? 'Tis not to make me jealous to say my wife is fair, feeds well, loves company, is free of speech, sings, plays, and dances well. nor from mine own weak merits will I draw the smallest fear or doubt of her revolt. She had eyes and chose me. No, Iago, I'll see before I doubt. When I doubt, prove. And on the proof, there is no more but this. Away at once with love or jealousy.
I am glad of this, for now I shall have reason to show the love and duty that I bear you with franker spirit. Therefore, as I am bound, receive it from me. I speak not yet of proof. Look to your wife. Observe her well with Cassio. Wear your eye thus, not jealous nor secure. I would not have your free and noble nature out of self-bounty be abused. Look to it.
Dost thou say so?
She did receive her father, marrying you, and when she seemed to shake and fear your looks, she loved them most.
And so she did.
I see this hath a little dashed your spirits.
Not a jot, not a jot.
Oh, in faith, I fear it has. I hope you will consider what is spoke comes from my love. I see you're moved.
No, not much moved. I do not think but Desdemona's honest.
And long live she so, and long live you to think so.
And yet, how nature erring from itself.
Aye, there's the point. As to be bold with you, not to affect my many proposed matches of her own clime, complexion, and degree, whereto we see in all things nature trends. One may smell in such a will most rank, but pardon me, I do not in position distinctly speak of her, though I may fear her will, recoiling to her better judgment, may fall to match you with her country forms and happily repent.
Farewell, farewell. If more thou dost perceive, let me know more. I set on thy wife to observe. Leave me, Iago.
My word, my lord, I take my leave.
Why did I marry? This honest creature doubtless sees and knows much more than he unfolds.
My lord, I might entreat your honor to scan this thing no further. Leave it to time. Though it be fit that Cassio have his place, for sure he fills it up with great ability. Yet if you please to hold him off a while, you shall by that perceive him and his means. Note if your lady strain his entertainment with any strong or vehement importunity. Much will be seen in that. In the meantime, let me be thought too busy in my fears and hold her free. I do beseech your honor.
Fear not my government.
I once more take my leave.
This fellow's of exceeding honesty, and knows all qualities with a learned spirit of human dealings. If I do prove her haggard, though that her jesses were my dear heartstrings, I'd whistle her off and let her down the wind, to pray at fortune. Oh, curse of marriage, that we can call these delicate creatures ours, and not their appetites. I had rather be a toad and live upon the vapor of a dungeon than keep a corner in the thing I love for others' use. Look where she comes. If she be false, oh, heaven mocks itself. I'll not believe it.
How now, my dear Othello? Your dinner and the generous islanders by you invited to attend your presence.
I am to blame.
Why do you speak so faintly? Are you not well?
I have a pain upon my forehead here.
Well, let me but bind it hard. Within this hour, it will be well.
Oh, your napkin is too little. Let it alone. Come, I'll go in with you.
I'm very sorry that you're not well.
I'm glad I have found this napkin. My wayward husband hath 100 times wooed me to steal it, but she so loves the token, for he conjured her she should ever keep it, that she reserves it evermore about her to kiss and talk to. I'll have the work take now and give it Iago. What he will do with it, heaven knows, not I. I'm nothing but to please his fantasy.
Hannah, what are you here alone?
Do not you chide. I have a thing for you.
A thing for me? It is a common thing.
Huh?
To have a foolish wife.
Oh, is that all? What will you give me now for the same handkerchief?
What handkerchief?
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona, that which so often you did bid me steal.
Oh, good wench, give it me.
What will you do with it, that you have been so earnest to have me filch it?
Oh, why? What's that to you?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it me again. Poor lady, she'll run mad when she shall lack it.
Be not known on it. I have use for it. Go, leave me. I will in Cassio's lodging loose this napkin and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmation strong as proofs of holy writ.
Ha! False to me.
Why, how now, General? No more of that.
Won't be gone. Thou hast set me on a rack. I swear 'tis better to be much abused, but to know a little.
How now, my lord?
Villain, be sure thou prove my love a whore. Be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof, or by the word of man's eternal soul, thou hadst been better have been born a dog than answer my naked wrath.
Is it come to this? Oh, monstrous world. Take note, O world, to be direct and honest is not safe. No, I thank you for this profit, and from hence I'll love no friends, sith love breeds such offense.
Nay, stay, thou shouldst be honest. I think my wife be honest, and think she is not. I think that thou art just, and think thou art not. I'll have some proof.
I see, sir, you are eaten up with passion. I do repent me that I put it to you. You would be satisfied?
Would, nay, and I will.
What then? How then?
Give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I do not like the office, but sith I am entered in this cause so far, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleep will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep, I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves."
Oh, monstrous, monstrous.
Nay, this was but his dream.
I'll tear her all to pieces.
Nay, but be wise. Yet we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me about this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such a one. It was my first gift.
Oh, I know not that. But such a handkerchief, I'm sure it was your wife's, did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with.
If it be that.
If it be that, or any that was hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
Now I do see true. Look here, Iago. All my fond love, thus do I blow to heaven. 'Tis gone. Arise, black vengeance, from thy hollow hell. Yield up, O love, thy crown and hearted throne to tyrannous hate.
Patience, I say. Your mind perhaps may change.
Never, Iago. Like to the Pontic Sea, whose icy current and convulsive course ne'er feels retiring ebb, but keeps due on. Even so my bloody thoughts, with violent pace, shall ne'er look back, ne'er ebb to humble love, till that a capable and wide revenge swallows them up, now beyond marble heaven. In the due reverence of a sacred vow, I here engage my words.
Do not rise yet. Witness, you ever-burning lights above, witness that here Iago doth give up the execution of his wit, hands, heart, to wronged Othello's service.
Greet thy love, not with vain thanks, but with acceptance bounteous, and will upon the instant put thee to it. Within these 3 days, let me hear thee say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead. 'Tis done at your request. But let her live.
Damn her! Lewd minx! Oh, damn her! Come, go with me apart. I will withdraw. Furnish me with some swift means of death for the fair devil. Now art thou my lieutenant.
I am your own forever.
Where should I lose that handkerchief, Emilia?
I know not, madam.
Believe me, I had rather have lost my purse full of crusados. But my noble Moor is true of mind and made of no such baseness as jealous creatures are. It were enough to put him to ill thinking.
Is he not jealous?
Who, he? I think the sun where he was born drew all such humors from him.
Oh, look, where he comes.
I will not leave him now till Cassio be called to him. How is't with you, my lord?
Well, my good lady. Oh, hardness to dissemble. How do you, Desdemona?
Well, my good lord, I have sent to bid Cassio come speak with you.
I have a salt, and sorry rheum offends me. Lend me thy handkerchief.
Here, my lord.
That which I gave you.
I I have it not about me.
That's a fault. It's lost. It's gone. Speak, is out the way?
It's not lost, but what and if it were?
Fetch it. Let me see it.
Why, so I can, but I will not now. This is a trick to put me from my suit. Pray you, let Cassio be received again.
Fetch me the handkerchief. My mind misgives.
Come, you'll never meet a more sufficient man.
The handkerchief.
I pray, talk me of Cassio.
Zounds.
Is not this man jealous?
I never saw this before. Sure, there's some wonder in this handkerchief. I am most unhappy in the loss of it.
Tis not a year or two shows us a man. They are all but stomachs, and we all but food. They eat us hungrily, and when they are full, they belch us. Oh, look you, Cassio and my husband.
How now, good Cassio, what's the news with you?
Madam, my former suit, I do beseech you that by your virtuous means I may again exist and be a member of his love, whom I, with all the office of my heart, entirely honor.
Alas, thrice gentle Cassio, my advocation is not now in tune. You must a while be patient.
Is my lord angry?
He went hence but now, and certainly in strange unquietness.
I will go meet him. There's matter in it indeed if he be angry.
I prithee do so. Something sure of state, made demonstrable here in Cyprus, to him hath settled his clear spirit.
Pray heaven it be state matters, as you think, and no conception nor no jealous toy concerning you.
That's the day I never gave him cause.
No, but jealous souls will not be answered so. They are not ever jealous for this cause, but jealous for their jealous. It is a monster begot upon itself, born on itself.
Heaven keep that monster from Othello's mind.
Lady, amen.
I will go seek him. Cassio, walk here about. If I do find him fit, I'll move your suit and seek to effect it to my uttermost.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Save you, friend Cassio.
What makes you from home? How is it with you, my most fair Bianca? In faith, sweet love, I was coming to your house.
And I was going to your lodging, Cassio.
What, keep a week away?
Pardon me, Bianca. I have this while with leaden thoughts being pressed, but I shall in a more continuate time strike off this score of absence. Sweet Bianca, take me this work out.
Cassio, whence came this? This is some token from some newer friend to the felt absence. Now I feel a cause is come to this. Well.
You are jealous now that this is from some mistress, some remembrance? No, by my faith, Bianca.
Why, whose is it?
I know not neither. I found it in my chamber. I like the work well, ere it be demanded, as like enough it will. I'll have it copied. Take it and do it, and leave me for this time.
Leave you? Wherefore?
I do attend here on the general, and think it no addition, nor my wish, to have him see me womaned.
Why, I pray you?
Not that I love you not.
But that you do not love me. Look, I pray you, bring me on the way but a little, and say, if I shall see you soon at night.
'Tis but a little way that I can bring you, for I attend here, but I'll see you soon.
'Tis very good. I must be circumstanced.
By heaven, I would most gladly have forgot it. Thou saidst, oh, it comes o'er my memory, as doth the raven over the infected house, putting to all, he had my handkerchief.
Right, what of that?
That's not so good now.
What if I had said I had seen him do you wrong, or heard him say,
What hath he said?
faith that he did
What?
lie
With her?
with her, on her, what you will.
Lie with her? Lie on her? Down, that's fulsome. Handkerchief, confessions. handkerchief, noses, ears, and lips. It's possible. Oh, devil!
Oh, work on, my medicine, work. Oh, what ho. My lord, I say, Othello.
Well, what's the matter?
My lord has fallen into an epilepsy. This is his second fit. He had one yesterday. The lethargy must have his quiet course. Do you withdraw yourself a little while? He will recover straight. When he is gone, I would on great occasion speak with you. How is General? Have you not hurt your head?
Dost thou mock me?
I mock you not, by heaven.
Did he confess it?
Whilst you were here, overwhelmed with your grief, Cassio came hither. I shifted him away, bade him anon return and here speak with me. Do but encave yourself, for I will make him tell the tale anew. Where, how oft, how long ago, and when he hath and is again to cope your wife. I say, but mark his gesture, will you withdraw? Now will I question Cassio of Bianca. It is a creature that dotes on Cassio. He, when he hears of her, cannot refrain from the excess of laughter. Oh, here he comes. As he shall smile, Othello shall go mad, and his unbookish jealousy must construe poor Cassio's smiles, gestures, and light behavior, quite in the wrong. How do you now, Lieutenant?
The worse that you give me the addition whose want even kills me.
Ply Desdemona well, and you are sure on it. Now, if this suit lay in Bianca's power, how quickly should you speed?
Alas, poor caitiff.
I never knew woman love man so.
Alas, poor rogue. I think in faith she loves me.
She gives it out that you shall marry her. Do you intend it?
She is persuaded I will marry her out of her own love and flattery, not out of my promise. She was here even now. She haunts me in every place.
Before me, look where she comes.
What did you mean by that same handkerchief you gave me even now? I was a fine fool to take it. I must take out the work? Oh, a likely piece of work that you should find it in your chamber, not know who left it there. No, this is some minx's token, and I must take out the work. There, give it your hobby horse. Wheresoever you had it, I'll take out what's on it.
How now, my sweet Bianca? How now? How now?
By heaven, that should be my handkerchief.
If you shall come to supper tonight, you may. If you will not, come when you are next door.
After her.
Faith I must. She'll rail in the street else.
Will you sup there?
Faith, I intend so.
Well, may I chance to see you, for I would very fain speak with you.
Prithee, come. Will you?
Go to. Say no more.
How shall I murder him, Iago?
Did you perceive how he laughed at his vice? And did you see the handkerchief?
Was that mine?
Yours by this hand. And to see how he prizes the foolish woman, your wife. She gave it him, and he hath given it his whore.
I would have him 9 years a killing. A fine woman, a fair woman, a sweet woman.
Nay, you must forget that.
Aye, let her rot and perish and be damned tonight, for she shall not live. Oh, the world hath not a sweeter creature.
Nay, that's not your way.
Hang her! I do but say what she is. Give me some poison, Iago. This night, I'll not expostulate with her, lest her body and beauty unprovide my mind again. This night, Iago.
Now, do it not with poison. Strangle her in her bed. Even the bed she hath contaminated.
Good. Justice of that pleases. Very good.
And for Cassio, let me be his undertaker. You shall hear more by midnight.
Excellent, good. What trumpet is that saying?
I warrant something from Venice. Oh, 'tis Lodovico. This comes from the Duke.
God save you, worthy general.
With all my heart, sir.
The Duke and Senators of Venice greet you.
I'm very glad to see you, Senor. Welcome to Cyprus.
I thank you. How does Lieutenant Cassio?
Cousin, there's fallen between him and my lord an unkind breach, but you shall make all well.
Fire and brimstone.
My lord?
Are you wise?
What is he angry?
Well, maybe the letter moved him, for as I think they do command him home, deputing Cassio in his government.
Oh, by my troth, I am glad on't.
Devil! If that the earth could teem with women's tears, each drop she falls would prove a crocodile. Out of my sight!
I will not stay to offend you.
I am commended home. Get you away. I'll send for you anon. Sir, I obey the mandate and will return to Venice. Hence, avaunt! Cassio shall have my place. And sir, night, I do entreat that we may sup together. You are welcome, sir, to Cyprus.
Is this the noble Moor whom our full Senate call all in all sufficient?
He is much changed.
What, strike his wife?
Faith, that was not so well. Yet would I knew that stroke would prove the worst.
Is it his use? Or did the letters work upon his blood and new create this fault?
Alas, alas, it is not honesty in me to speak what I have seen and known. You shall observe him, and his own courses will denote him, so that I may save my speech. Do but go after and mark how he continues.
I am sorry that I am deceived in him.
You have seen nothing then?
Nor ever heard, nor ever did suspect.
Yes, you have seen Cassio and she together.
But then I saw no harm, and then I heard each syllable that breath made up between them. I durst, my lord, to wager she is honest, lay down my soul at stake.
Bid her come hither. She says enough, yet she's a simple bawd. She cannot say as much.
My lord, what is your will?
Pray, Tuck, come hither.
What is your pleasure?
Let me see your eyes. Look in my face.
What horrible fancies is this?
Some of your function, mistress. Leave procreants alone and shut the door. Swear thou art honest.
Heaven doth truly know it.
Heaven truly knows that thou art false as hell.
Alas, what ignorant sin have I committed?
Was this paper, this most goodly book, made to write whore upon? What committed, impudent strumpet?
By heaven, you do me wrong.
I cry you mercy then. I took you for that cunning whore of Venice that married Othello. You, mistress, to have the office opposite to St. Peter and keeps the gates of hell. You. You have done our course. There's money for your pains. I pray you, send the key and keep our counsel.
Good madam, what's the matter with my lord?
I cannot weep, nor answer have I none, but which should go by water. Prithee, tonight lay on my bed my wedding sheets. Remember, and call thy husband hither. How have I been behaved that he might stick the smallest opinion on my least misuse?
What is your pleasure, madam? How is with you?
Alas, Iago, my lord hath so behorred her, thrown such despite and heavy terms upon her as true hearts cannot bear. Why should he call her whore? Who keeps her company? What place, what time, what form, what likelihood? The Moor is abused by some most villainous knave, some base, notorious knave, some scurvy fellow.
Speak within door.
Oh, fie upon them.
Alas, Iago, what shall I do to win my lord again? Good friend, go to him. For by this light of heaven, I know not how I lost him. Here I kneel. If e'er my will did trespass against his love, either in discourse of thought or actual deed, or that mine eyes, mine ears, or any sense delighted them in any other form, or that I do not yet, and ever did, and ever will, though he do shake me off to beggarly divorcement, love him dearly, comfort forswear me. Unkindness may do much, and his unkindness may defeat my life, but never taint my love. I cannot say whore. It does abhor me now I speak the word, to do the act that might the addition earn, not the world's mass of vanity could make me.
I pray you be content. 'Tis but his humor. The business of the state does him offense, and he does chide with you. Oh, hark how these instruments summon to supper. The messengers of Venice stay the meat. Go in, and weep not. All things shall be well. But now, Roderigo.
I do not find that thou dost deal justly with me. Every day thou daffest me with some device, Iago. I will indeed no longer endure it.
You charge me most unjustly.
With naught but the truth. I have wasted myself out of my means. The jewels you have had from me to deliver to Desdemona would half have corrupted a votaress. You have told me she hath received them and returned me expectations of comforts and sudden respect and acquaintance, yet I find none.
Well, go to, very well.
I tell you, 'tis not very well. I will make myself known to Desdemona. If she will return me my jewels, I will give over my suit, repent my unlawful solicitation. If not, assure yourself I will seek satisfaction of you.
You have said now.
I had said nothing but what I protest intent of doing.
Why now, I see there's metal in thee. Give me thy hand, Roderigo. If thou hast that in thee indeed, which I have greater reason to believe now than ever, I mean purpose, courage, and valor, this night show it. If thou the next night following enjoy not Desdemona, take me from this world with treachery and devise engines for my life.
Well, what is it?
Sir, there is a special commission come from Venice to depute Cassio in Othello's place.
Well, why then Othello and Desdemona return again to Venice?
No. He goes into Mauritania and takes away with him the fair Desdemona, unless his abode be lingered here by some accident, where none can be so determinate as the removing of Cassio.
How do you mean removing of him?
Why, by making him incapable of Othello's place, knocking out his brains.
And that you would have me do?
Aye, if you dare do yourself a profit and a right. He sups tonight with a harlotry, and thither will I go to him. He knows not yet of his honorable fortune. If you will watch his going thence, you may take him at your pleasure. Come, stand not amazed at it, but go along with me.
How goes it now?
He hath commanded me to go to bed and bade me to dismiss you. Therefore, Emilia, give me my nightly wearing and adieu. We must not now displease him.
I would you had never seen him.
So would not I. My love doth so approve him that even his stubbornness, his checks, his frowns, prithee unpin me, have grace and favor in them.
I have laid those sheets you bade me on the bed.
All's one. Good faith, how foolish are our minds. I do die before thee, prithee shroud me in one of those same sheets.
Come, you talk.
These men. Dost thou in conscience think, tell me, Emilia, that there be women do abuse their husbands in such gross kind?
There be some such, no question.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
Why would not you?
No, by this heavenly light.
Oh, nor I by this heavenly light. I might do it as well in the dark. But I do think it is their husband's fault if wives do fall. I would say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. And let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They see and smell and have their palates both for sweet and sour as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is 't frailty that thus errs? It is so too. And have not we affections, desires for sport and frailty as men have? And let them use us well. Else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so.
Good night. Good night. God be such uses send, not to pick bad from bad, but by bad mend.
Here, stand behind this bulk, straight will he come. Wear thy good rapier bare, and put it home.
Be near at hand. I may miscarry it.
Here at thy hand, be bold and take thy stand. I have rubbed this young quat almost to the sense, and he grows angry. Now, whether he kill Cassio or Cassio him, or each do kill the other, every way makes my gain. Live Roderigo, he calls me to a restitution large of gold and jewels that I bob from him as gifts to Desdemona. That must not be. If Cassio do remain, he hath a daily beauty in his life that makes me ugly. And besides, the more may unfold me to him. There stand I in much peril. No, he must die. Be it so, I hear him coming.
I know his gait, 'tis he. Villain, thou diest!
That thrust had been mine enemy indeed, but that my coat is better than thou knowest. I will make proof of thine. Ha!
Ow, I am slain!
Iago from behind wounds Cassio in the leg and exits.
I am maimed forever. Help! Help! Murder! Murder!
The voice of Cassio. Iago keeps his word. O brave Iago, honest and just, thou hast such noble sense of thy friend's wrong. Thou teachest me. Strumpet, I come. Forth of my heart those charms, thine eyes are blotted. Thy bed lust-stained shall with the lust's blood be spotted.
Oh, what? Oh, no watch, no passage. Murder, murder!
Hark!
Oh, wretched villain!
2 or 3 groan. Let's think it unsafe to come into the cry without more help.
Nobody come? Then shall I bleed to death?
Who's there? Whose noise is this that cries on murder?
Here, for heaven's sake, help me!
What are you here that cries so grievously?
Iago, oh, I am spoiled, undone by villains. I think that one of them is hereabout and cannot make away.
Oh, treacherous villain. What are you there? Come in, give some help.
Oh, help me here!
Oh, that's one of them.
Iago stabs Roderigo. Oh, murderous slave! Oh, villain!
Oh, damn Iago! Oh, inhuman dog!
Signor Lodovico.
He, sir.
I cry you mercy. Here's Cassio, hurt by villains. How is it, brother?
My leg is cut in two.
Oh, Mary, heaven forbid. I'll bind it with my shirt.
What is the matter? Oh, who is it that cried?
Who is it that cried?
Oh, my dear Cassio. Alas, he faints. Cassio! Cassio! Cassio!
Gentlemen, all, I do suspect that this trash to be a party in this injury. Come, lend me a light. Oh, alas. My friend and my dear countryman, Roderigo? No. Yeah, sure. Oh, heaven, Roderigo! Some good men, bear him carefully from hence. I'll fetch the general surgeon. He that lies slain here, Cassio, was my dear friend. What malice was between you?
None in the world, nor do I know the man.
What, look you pale? Oh, bear him out of the air. Stay you, good gentlemen. Look you, pale mistress. Do you perceive the ghastness of her eye?
Alas, what is the matter, husband?
Cassio hath here been set on in the dark by Roderigo, and fellows that are escaped. He's almost slain and Roderigo dead.
Alas, good gentleman, alas, good Cassio.
This is the fruit of whoring. Prithee, Emilia, go know of Cassio where he supped tonight. Oh, what? Oh, do you shake at that?
No, he supped at my house, but I therefore shake not.
Oh, did he so? I charge you, go with me.
Oh, fie upon thee, strumpet.
I am no strumpet, but of life as honest as you that thus abuse me.
Kind gentlemen, let's go see poor Cassio dressed. Come, mistress, you must tell us another tale. Emilia, run you to the citadel and tell my lord and lady what hath happened. Will you go on afore? This is the night that either makes me or fordoes me quite.
It is the cause. It is the cause, my soul. Let me not name it to you, you chaste stars. It is the cause. Yet I'll not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow. and smooth as monumental alabaster. Yet she must die, else she betray more men. Put out the light, and then put out the light. Oh, balmy breath, that dost almost persuade justice to break her sword. One more, one more. Be thus when thou art dead, and I will kill thee and love thee after. One more, and this the last. She wakes.
Who's there? Othello?
Aye, Desdemona.
Will you come to bed, my lord?
Have you prayed tonight, Desdemona?
I, my lord?
If you bethink yourself of any crime, unreconciled as yet to heaven and grace, solicit for it straight.
Alack, my lord, what do you mean by that?
I would not kill thy unprepared spirit. No, heaven forfend. I would not kill thy soul.
Talk you of killing?
Aye, I do.
Then heaven have mercy on me.
Peace and be still.
I will so. What's the matter?
That handkerchief, which I so loved and gave thee, gives to Cassio.
No, by my life and soul. Send for the man and ask him.
By heaven, I saw my handkerchief in his hand.
He found it then. I never gave it him. Send for him hither. Let him confess the truth.
He hath confessed.
What, my lord?
That he hath used thee.
How? Unlawfully?
Aye.
He will not say so.
No, his mouth is stopped. Honest Iago hath ta'en order for it.
Alas, he is betrayed, and I am done.
Out, strumpet! Weepest thou for him to my face?
Oh, banish me, my lord, but kill me not.
Down, strumpet!
Kill me tomorrow. Let me live tonight.
Nay, if you strive.
But half an hour.
Being undone, there is no pause.
But while I say one prayer.
It is too late.
My lord? My lord,
What noise is
ho,
this?
my lord?
Not dead. Not quite dead.
Oh, good, my lord, I would speak a word with you.
Oh, God. Yes, it's Emilia. By and by, she's dead. I think she stirs again. No. What's best to do? If she come in, she'll speak to my wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. I have no wife. Oh, unsupportable, oh, heavy hour.
I do beseech you that I may speak with you. Oh, good, my lord.
I had forgot thee. Oh, come in, Emilia. Soft. By and by, let me the curtains draw. What's the matter with thee now?
Cassio, my lord, hath killed a young Venetian called Roderigo.
Roderigo? Killed? And Cassio killed?
No, Cassio is not killed.
Not Cassio killed? Murder's out of tune, sweet revenge grows harsh.
Falsely murdered.
Oh, Lord, what cry is that?
That? What?
Oh, out, and alas, that was my lady's voice. Help! Help, ho, help! Oh, lady, speak again, sweet Desdemona, oh, sweet mistress, speak.
A guiltless death. I die.
Oh, who hath done this deed?
Nobody. I myself. Farewell. Commend me to my lord. Farewell.
Why? How should she be murdered?
Alas, who knows?
You heard her say herself it was not I.
Yes, she said so. I must needs report the truth.
She's like a liar, gone to burning hell. 'Twas I that killed her.
Oh, the more angel she, and you the blacker devil.
She turned to folly, and she was a whore.
What did thou just belie her, and thou art a devil?
Cassio did top her, ask thy husband else.
My husband?
Aye, he that told me on her first. An honest man he is, and hates the slime that sticks on filthy deeds.
If he say so, may his pernicious soul rot half a grain a day. He lies to the heart. She was too fond of her most filthy bargain. Oh, do thy worst. The Moor hath killed my mistress. Murder, murder!
What is the matter? How now, General?
Disprove this villain if thou beest a man. He says thou toldst him that his wife was false. I know thou didst not. Thou art not such a villain. Speak, for my heart is full.
I told him what I thought and told no more than what he found himself was apt and true.
But did you ever tell him she was false?
I did.
You told a lie, an odious, damned lie. She false with Cassio. Did you say with Cassio?
With Cassio, mistress. Go to. Charm your tongue.
Oh, I will not charm my tongue. I am bound to speak. My mistress here lies murdered on her bed, and your reports have set the murder on.
Nay, dare not, masters. It is true indeed.
Oh, monstrous act!
Villainy, villainy, villainy. I think upon it. I smell it. Oh, villainy. I thought so then. Oh, I'll kill myself for grief.
What, are you mad? I charge you, get you home.
Good gentlemen, let me have leave to speak. 'Tis proper I obey him, but not now. Perchance, Iago, I will ne'er go home.
Oh.
Nay, lay thee down and roar. For thou hast killed the sweetest innocent that e'er did lift up eye.
Poor Desdemona, I'm glad thy father's dead. Thy match was mortal to him.
But yet Iago knows that she with Cassio hath the act of shame 1,000 times committed. Cassio hath confessed it, and she did gratify his amorous works with that recognizance and pledge of love which I first gave her. I saw it in his hand. It was a handkerchief, an antique token my father gave my mother.
Oh God, oh heavenly powers.
Zounds, hold your peace.
I will not.
Iago draws his sword to stab Emilia.
Oh, thou dull Moor, that handkerchief thou speakest of I found by fortune and did give my husband. For often with a solemn earnestness, more than indeed belonged to such a trifle, he begged of me to steal it.
Villainous whore!
You give it Cassio? No, alas, I found it, and I did give it my husband.
Filth, thou liest!
Are there no stones in heaven? But what serve for the thunder? Precious villain!
Iago from behind stabs Emilia.
Oh, lay me by my mistress's side.
He's gone, but his wife's killed.
'Tis a notorious villain. Take you this weapon, which I have here recovered from the Moor. Come, guard the door without. Let him not pass, but kill him rather. I'll after that same villain, for 'tis a damned slave.
I'll have another weapon in this chamber. A better never did itself sustain upon a soldier's thigh. Be not afraid, though you do see me weaponed, here is my journey's end. Oh, ill-starred wench, pale as thy smock, when we shall meet at Compt, this look of thine will hurl my soul from heaven, and fiends will snatch at it.
Where is that viper? Bring the villain forth.
And look down towards his feet, but that's a fable. If thou beest a devil, I cannot kill thee. Othello stabs Iago.
Wrench his sword from him!
I bleed, sir, but not killed.
I am not sorry neither. I'd have thee live. For my sense 'tis happiness to die.
This wretch hath part confessed his villainy. Did you and he consent in Cassio's death?
Dear General, I never gave you cause.
I do believe it, and I ask your pardon. Will you, I pray, demand that demi-devil why he hath thus ensnared my soul and body?
Demand me nothing. What you know, you know. From this time forth, I will never speak a word.
Sir, you shall understand what hath befallen, which, as I think, you know not. Here is a letter found in the pocket of the slain Roderigo, and here another. The one of them imports the death of Cassio to be undertook by Roderigo.
Oh, villain!
Now here's another discontented paper found in his pocket too. And this, it seems, Roderigo meant to have sent this damned villain, but that belike Iago in the interim came in and satisfied him.
How came you, Cassio, by that handkerchief that was my wife's?
I found it in my chamber, and he himself confessed, but even now that there he dropped it for a special purpose which wrought to his desire.
Oh, fool! Fool! Fool!
There is, besides, in Roderigo's letter, how he upbraids Iago, that he made him brave me upon the watch whereon it came that I was cast. and even but now he spake. After long seeming dead, Iago hurt him. Iago set him on.
You must forsake this room and go with us. Your power and your command is taken off, and Cassio rules in Cyprus.
Soft you, a word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it. When you shall these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am, nothing extenuate, nor set down aught in malice. Then must you speak of one that loved not wisely, but too well, of one not easily jealous, but being wrought, perplexed in the extreme. Set you down this, and say besides, I took by the throat the circumcised dog and smote him thus. I kissed thee ere I killed me. No way but this, killing myself to die upon a kiss.
This did I fear, but thought he had no weapon, for he was great of heart.
Oh, you Spartan dog! Look on the tragic loading of this bed. This is thy work. The object poisoned sight, let it be hid. Gratiano, keep the house and seize upon the fortunes of the Moor, for they succeed on you. To you, Lord Governor, remains the censure of this hellish villain. The time, the place, the torture, enforce it. Myself will straight aboard, and to the state this heavy act with heavy heart relate.
Hey, everybody. Great job, Cass. Claps. Standing ovation on the YouTube chat for y'all. Beautiful work. We're going to pop right into our Q&A. For those of you who are watching for the first time, we do a standard set of 3 questions. We'll ask the cast 90-ish seconds to respond, then we'll get some responses from YouTube. We also have 2 questions that will come from the YouTube chat. So if you have questions for the cast, this is a great time to pop them in there, and we'll get right to it. The other thing to add here is if you enjoyed tonight's experience, please let your friends know that this is happening Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I can translate whatever time zone that is for you if you like, or there's websites that can do that probably far better than I can. Like, share, subscribe, it all helps. It all helps. Cool. So the question for the cast to start off with is, what did you learn about the play that you didn't know before today? 90-ish or so seconds. What did you learn about the play that you didn't know before today? I forgot to repeat the question. That's my bad.
I had no idea that Bianca was such a freak.
Truly.
You are welcome, Tash. You're welcome.
I think the ending, like this time, kind of resonated with me, like the end of Romeo and Juliet, where it's like, look at what you've done, look at the blood you've shed. I kind of just like the tone was different this time. So I don't know if that was something I learned, but it was just something I noticed.
Let's see if we have anything in the YouTube chat. Is Iago a seminal villain for all media? Period. And that's a thought for today from Anne. Questions coming in, but before we hop over to those questions, Mama D. There was some YouTube chat during this about me doing the candles, and spoilers, it was Monty all along. So welcome to the post show, Monty. Beautiful candle work. Do you want to lead off with the second question, or?
Yeah, what am I getting? See if I can get it right this time without hesitating in the middle. I'll hesitate before and after instead of in the middle.
Okay.
What image, phrase, or word from the play stood out to you today? How'd I do?
Yep.
Yes. Actors first.
It was Brabantio's. It was Brabantio. She has deceived her father and made thee. I'd never realized that he is the very first person to plant the seed. No, no. I was like, huh.
For me this afternoon, it was the word cable. It pops up like 3 times, which is, it's obviously it can be a tether, right? But it also this image in my head of like a cable is made up of a bunch of smaller cables, right? Wound together. And like this play is kind of like the unwinding of that big cable that kind of keeps everybody connected, like one strand at a time. I'm sure that's exactly what Shakespeare meant, because like heavy duty like metal cable was a thing back then. But anyway,
He invented heavy-duty metal cable, I think.
Yeah. Also the word tell was really popping out today for me. That's in here a lot too.
That same idea of the cable stood out to me a lot as well, but more in the sense of Iago almost being like a puppeteer. And working with Mary in that specifically, and you know, pulling those strings and manipulating people, which is something he's really good at. So
yeah,
there's a scene, the think and thought. I put it in the chat with the cast, but that popped up for me today. It was like the number of times the Iago and Othello speak about. Use the word think, and then the alternate form thought in that one scene, and just in terms of the psychological terror of this play. Like,
yeah, right. All of the bad acts happen in people's heads.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so interesting how it's think and thought so much, and not like I know or knew. Like there's that you know, because everything in this play is like, oh, well, I thought, or we were thinking, but it didn't. But it's all, you know, misinformation. Almost all of it. Nobody knows anything.
Something that popped out to me that I don't think I realized before was the way this play conflates agreeability with honesty. Because on listening to it this time around, I was trying to figure out why everyone thinks that Iago is such an honest person. And in listening, I was like, it's only because he doesn't disagree with anybody. He just serves as confirmation bias for everyone in the play. And so that, because everybody says, oh, he agrees with what I'm thinking, therefore he's got to be honest.
It's politics, right? Interpersonal politics.
Saying what people want to hear.
It's interesting in terms of the end of Lear from just not long ago. It's people we feel, not what we ought to say. Just hearing you say that, Caroline, popped that thought of like, oh, that was like last week. It's right there. It's like
seeing everyone just talking about like, oh well, didn't you see it? Yeah, but you know what you see, come on. And then, you know, Othello's line, like, you know, I'll see before I doubt. That idea that, okay, if I see it, then it's there. But like, it's that idea of saying what you want to hear, but I think also seeing what you want to see. And just seeing all the light play in the different screens from everybody today was such a reminder, especially in this, in this medium, in this kind of space, how much what we see can be manipulated, like CJ chameleoning right in front of us, and Tasha's light coming and going. It was amazing to just see how different people could look. With small shifts, and obviously that's the crux of trust collapsing in the play.
Amazing. Any thoughts from the YouTube? We've got, it's funny, there's questions coming in with responses, so trying to work through and go what we've got going on here. Honest pops out a couple times. Honest, I'm gonna go with honesty. Come, wine. Good wine is a good familiar creature if it be well used, popped out. Man, they are all but stomachs and we all but food to eat us hungrily, and when they are full, they belch us, popped out. Amazing. The third question for the cast, before we head to the questions coming from the YouTube chat, why does this play matter to you right now? Why does this play matter to you right now?
I think the fact that we're all in our separate little bubbles, inhabiting our own separate little islands, it's really easy to allow information that isn't necessarily true to color how you view the rest of the world, or the lens that you view the world in. And I think it's really important maybe to try and use critical thinking, and maybe to a degree trust your own instincts, which Othello doesn't do. He constantly says, she's honest, I don't doubt her, I believe in her, but he allows the lie to cloud his judgment.
Kind of on a similar note, why do we believe who we believe? And constantly asking ourselves that question.
Also, this play is, sorry, go ahead.
Sure. To that point, both Monty and Tasha, I think there's a sense of us, our reality, our own individual realities right now are all kind of being deconstructed. And so I think there's a hunger, I'll speak for myself, a hunger to hear good news, and also maybe to catastrophize bad news a little bit too. I think there's maybe a tendency in all of us to do that as we're trying to figure out what is this landscape that we're living in, socially and politically and all, across the board. So thanks for passing the baton, Daniel. I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think part of the reason why this play strikes a chord is, at least for me, it emphasizes how key communication is in any kind of relationship, whether it's personal, romantic, professional, whatever. This is a big walking advertisement. It's like, if you think there's an issue, or if you think you have a problem, talk to somebody. Because 9 times out of 10, the issue gets resolved if someone says something. But if everybody just goes on assuming the worst in everybody else, it spirals out of control. And then the next thing you know, 3 people end up dead. So,
or just come to Lodovico. I got 4 letters here. Truth is written right here.
Or just go to Lodovico, because Lodovico literally has the receipts.
Letters.
I think that with that, the communication, it reminds me, like, in this time that we're away from all the people we love and we care about, like, we need to find a way to just create that connection so that there isn't a disconnect ever. Because, like you said, Daniel, just talking to someone directly clears up so much. And it's so important to understand the experiences of another individual, because it's so easy to twist something in our own minds, because humans can be so insecure. And the first thing that feeds that insecurity, sometimes we go with it, and we can't fall into that cycle, because then 3 people end up dead. But with a simple directness in our approaching of people, even when we're in our own little bubbles right now, is so necessary.
Anybody else on that one before we move to the audience questions? All right. So I'm going to start with a question from Chelsea Kaufman, a practical question. How on earth did you manage the lighting? Natasha, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to break the magic of theatre. This is how. Selfie light, plastic bag. That's it. That's all I did.
And a candle. You added that.
Oh, and a candle. I had a candle. And yeah, a candle. Basically, thank Kardashians, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a selfie light.
What about you, Siege?
Yeah, so I have these LED panels on my wall in my room, which I know Doug Scharf, which I saw in the comments, he has a long history of giving me a hard time about having these in the first place. But I can I have an app on my phone that I can control them with. You see there, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, they're just up there. And so there's like a color wheel on here. And so I can actually, play with the brightness. And I just kind of had this down on my desk, and you can just kind of run your finger around and kind of change the different colors. So it was pretty low impact and not too cumbersome. I didn't even really have to look at it, which was nice. So, and this was something we kind of all discovered last night as we were talking about, can we use lighting in the vocabulary of the storytelling for this today? So.
Yeah. Anybody else have something lighting wise they were playing around with they want to share? Yeah. All right, then we'll move on to a question from Adam Andrew. How do you prepare for a part with such depth? So we're going to start with Alex. I'm not even kidding.
I won't break the magic of theater. I don't think people need to know how I prepared this afternoon. Use your imaginations.
All right. Anybody else want to jump on that one? And no, I don't mean Alex. I saw that laugh, Caroline.
I think it's just relating to the human quality. All of Shakespeare's characters are they wear their hearts on their sleeves, and they're not different from us today in any way. So you just try to be truthful with the text and try to just, I don't know. It's hard to explain in a way, but I feel like for me, it's just be a human. and that kind of is the key for me when I go through the text.
Yeah, I tried to deliberately not think too or not get too deep with it, which I think is easy to do with this character in particular, is to really sort of understand what's motivating the behavior. And I think for today, my approach was like just win the beat, from beat to beat, and try not to put too much spin on it.
Anybody else have a thought? Cool. Dan, do you have anything else from the?
There's some more questions that came up in the chat, which we'll bring over to the pub, the digital pub, which everyone in the cast is invited to. We got the link, and if you're a Patreon supporter, you have the link as well. We're nearing the end of the month, which is exciting for this ensemble for a multitude of reasons, not least of which is our first company payday is coming up, and all of that will be derived from the donations on Patreon, which will get split up amongst the group. So if you're considering joining, this is a great time. Before we'll get our first paychecks next week. For some of us, for a while. So hopefully we'll see you all there. Thank you to the cast. Thank you to everyone watching. And hope we'll see you Wednesday for Measure.
Great. Wait,
Unless
before we
see you in the
go,
pub. Oh,
before we go, since we don't have, I think this is the first time that we don't have Drew. Am I right?
I know what's happening.
So I just
There it is.
Same picture too.
Okay.
Great. Someone needs to show him.
Now I can breathe a little easier.
Right. All right. All right. Wonderful work, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. See you on Wednesday for Measure for Measure.
or stew at the bar for chat.
Or both. Who knows?
Bye.
Bye.